YayKay. I'm here for another video. I figured I'd do it because I got time. Drive time is just kind of, when you're in traffic, it's just kind of like do, pick my nose. But, so I figured in this video I'd talk about my weight loss shot. So, back to my weight loss shot, I was doing it for probably, because to recap slowly, so every week I was supposed to go up a dose. So it starts at a 0.6, goes to 1.2, 1.8, 2.4, and then 3.0. So 3.0 is the max dose that my doctor wanted me to take of this drug called Victoza. Now, with Victoza, I was on it for, so it was like, 6 weeks? In 6 weeks or so, I lost about 10 pounds. It really helped me feel full longer, helped me not want to eat as often. And it really helped me I really never felt tired from not eating, but every once in a blue moon, I would have to be a little more careful about, like, maybe, hey, I'm going to go work out, I'm going to have a protein shake, or, just be more conscientious of, I'm going to go back to work today, so I should probably at least have another mini meal or something like that. So sometimes I'll have I'll have another meal or two a day or a protein shake, just to kind of throw stuff in there, because I don't want to be running on nothing either. So I lost about 10 pounds. I was originally at 342, and now I'm 332. So I lost 10 pounds. That being said, I did go on vacation. I went on a cruise, so I haven't weighed myself since I've been back. I'm going to do that tomorrow, so... but the Victoza was really good. So I was doing a 3.0. So then it was time to get my refill. Now, the only problem with my refill was my doctor was like, there was kind of a miscommunication between my doctor and Walgreens, right? So I was like, hey, I need a refill. And my doctor put in a prescription for... There's, again, the one that you take weekly, and then there's one that you take daily. And I'm on the daily one, which is Victoza. She prescribed another one that starts with an S, and I should have looked it up. Like Sesa or Sesada, or it's an S. So that's the one that you do once a week. So she put in the refill for that. But that one's not available. That one's been on back order for a long time. So I don't know if she did it just to kind of like see if it was available, just for shits and giggles. So it wasn't. So, they denied the refill, right? So then I was like, oh, okay. So I called the pharmacy to figure out why it was denied, because I didn't know why. They just said it was denied. And they said, oh, we don't have that one, it's on back order. And I said, oh, okay. And they're like, and we can't substitute Victoza because technically it's called something else. It's not like ibuprofen and Advil, like they're technically the same thing, but you still, on your doctor's orders, they have to be, this is one of those ones we can't just swapsies. Some things we can swapsies and some things we can't. So this is one of those ones we can't. So your doctor has to order that specific name. So we need her to reorder Victoza. I said, oh, okay. So I contacted my doctor through the longest way possible that you can possibly do it, usually, nowadays. So anyway, so my doctor re-puts in the prescription for 3.0 dose of Victoza. And so, again, it was sitting there, and I was like, it's just not being filled, and I was like, well, maybe they're out again, or something. So I just assumed something's wrong, right? So I'm just like, okay. So I'll just be patient, they're busy, things are going on. So 5 days later, so I was like, okay, I better call them again. So I called them, and they're like, oh, well, you see, it's, I was still under the impression at the time that it was a name problem. Right, so like the pharmacy got the wrong name and the doctor gave the wrong name. So I called the pharmacy, and they're like, oh, well, no, she put it in for the right one. Like, she ordered Victoza, but now she requested a 3.0 dose. But the manufacturer only allows you to go up to 1.8. They don't allow you to go to 3.1. And I was like, oh. Because Kristen was being kind of clever, because you stick yourself with a needle, right, to, because it's like an EpiPen. So Kristen was doing the whole, like, turning it to 1.8 and pushing the plunger, and then turning it to 1.2 before removing the needle and pushing it again. Apparently you weren't supposed to be doing that. I thought I was just being clever. And I'm like, yep, gave myself a 3.0 dose, yay me. Yeah, apparently I wasn't supposed to be doing that. So the manufacturer doesn't allow anything at 1.8 or only to 1.8. So it was denied again because the doctor wanted a 3.0 and that's not available, so they couldn't fill it. So I was like, okay, so now this is all coming together. So I had to contact my doctor again. And it'd be one thing, like, I don't mind contacting my doctor. But nowadays, instead of like, because I'm used to a small clinic where literally you would call the clinic and you would leave a voicemail for the doctor. You know what I mean? Like, it was a mom and pop kind of place and that's all you had to do. Or you had to talk to the secretary and you would hear back like that day. You know what I mean? Because they're like a little guy. I was spoiled because now I'm with Health Partners and it's this big conglomerate, right? So now if you want to leave a note for your doctor, you have to call the helpline. Basically, like 1-800 Health Partners or whatever. And you talk to the poor people who just make appointments. And these poor people, they're just there to make appointments. They don't know doctor stuff. They don't know, most of the time they don't know any of this kind of stuff, right? They're just the guy who's going to answer the phone. So you have to leave a note with the guy who, answers the phone and be like, okay, so I have to leave a note for my doctor. And they have to physically type it in for you. And so it feels like the most long-winded process where you're like, okay, so if you could tell my doctor that XYZ, this prescription can't be filled because of this, we thought it was because of the name, now it's because of the dose, blah, 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 blah. And having this poor receptionist type job person having to type all that in, she did so good because apparently she used to work with she was a teacher, so she knew how to put things into sentences so they made sense to other people because she's been a teacher for so long and being with kids and parent-teacher conferences and stuff. Anywho, so I kind of lucked out because when she had to write my doctor's note the second time, it was just on point. And so my doctor re-put in the prescription, just put it in for Victoza 1.8. And I said, I'd rather do the 1.8 of Victoza and than just not have anything. Because I was I felt like it was enough to still suppress my appetite and make a difference. So that's what we did. So she threw in the prescription for Victoza for 1.8. And I've been on that again now. I went on it just before my cruise. And so now I'm on that again, which is good. So now I'm on that. And so now we're just okay, well, that's, so I've been doing that. I did it on the whole vacation. I brought it with me. I'm on my second stick of 3 because you get it in 3 sticks of doses or whatever, and you get, I don't know, however many cc's in a tube or whatever. But anyway, so I've been on that, and I definitely can tell during the trip too that there were days that I could pig out and I didn't care. There were days I could just push the limit. But then there are other days, especially when I got back, where I was like, oh yeah. I ordered Taco Bell the other day, or today, and what I would normally eat if I didn't care, because today was I wasn't sure if I care day. So I got a quesadilla combo, which is a quesadilla that comes with a taco and a drink. And then I also ordered, because they brought the separate vent. So they brought, I got a nachos and cheese, and then a shredded chicken taco roll-ups. Because those are a limited time only thing that are back. And I only ate, so the quesadilla combo comes with a quesadilla, a taco, and a drink. So I ate the taco, the drink, the nachos, and the shredded chicken things, which are only this big, or whatever. And that's all I ate. I had the whole quesadilla still, and I didn't eat that. I just put that in the fridge for later. Same thing for other meals. A day before I'd cooked a whole Jack's pizza, only ate half of it. For me, that's kind of a big deal. Normally I would eat a whole Jack's thin crust pizza, so it's definitely making a difference again. So I still think it's going to be a good thing for me. I'm still feel like I'm eating, still get to eat what I want, technically speaking, but it's just in smaller portions. But I'm not tired because I'm not getting enough food. But that being said, I'm also trying to do protein shakes in the morning for breakfast. So that way I'm getting vitamins, because I know my crappy eating habits aren't always the greatest when it comes to my choices. So getting those vitamins from a different source isn't a bad idea. So I've been trying to do that on the regular, as well as maybe doing a multivitamin, because I'm a woman and you need more calcium when you get older, and I have osteoporosis in my family, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, so I think that the shot is a really good idea if you can get it. I know not everyone can get it, because I'm a pre-diabetes case. Like, literally, I've been diagnosed by my doctor with pre-diabetes. I can get it somewhat covered by my insurance, because it's going to be a preventative to getting full-blown diabetes. So, and it has made a difference in my cholesterol and my AC1 numbers, if you want to Google what AC1 numbers are. And my pre-diabetic number, I'm like literally right on the line of between pre-diabetes and diabetes, and it like went down a point or two. So I'm really close to the line. But I think if I do this a little more long term instead of a month and a half, because that's how long I did it previously, I think it's going to make a difference. Because in that month and a half, couple months, whatever, it went down a point or two. So I mean, can you imagine if I've been on this for like a year, what it might do to my numbers? So that might be fantastic. So we will see. But yeah, later I'll talk about my vacation, and but I really want to talk about these shredded chicken tacos on my next video. So that's what I'm going to talk about. Shredded chicken tacos from Taco Bell. Yep, let's just talk about that. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys soon, and I love you so much, and thank you for listening to all my like bodily functions. I know it's a lot, but again, I know it would help somebody at some point, because you never know what you're going to need and what people, you know. Let's hear from real people what you're going through. So let's do that. Yeah, real people stuff. So I'll talk to you guys later.